We would love to know everything there is to know in the universe, but in spite of our best efforts, there are still many gaps or voids in our understanding. I've heard some claim that filling these voids with unproven belief is irrational, and while that may be true in some cases, this doesn't apply to all belief. As discussed in rational faith, belief is perfectly fine and rational with good enough reason. So if we don't have any proof to fill these mysterious voids in our understanding of the universe, then there's nothing wrong with rational belief taking a temporary stay till we figure it all out. One of these voids is whether life outside of Earth exists or not. There is no proof either for or against it. There are also valid reasons to believe or not to believe. On one side, there's no direct evidence. Life also only seems to exist in very particular environments, and the probability of life existing elsewhere, with all of the factors involved in creating a sustainable environment for life, may seem, well, improbable. On the other side, we have found life on Earth in environments which were considered too hostile for life until life was discovered there. This may provide reason to believe that life may be able to sustain itself in ways outside of our current understanding. After all, we don't always know what we don't know. When considering the size of the universe known to man, not even mentioning the size of the universe unknown to man, there is reason to believe that we may not be the only forms of life out there, simply by the seemingly infinite opportunities for life to exist. Regarding alien life, one may argue that there is more reason for unbelief rather than belief, or vice versa. But if there is equal reason for both belief and unbelief, one may sit rationally on either side. It would, of course, also be perfectly rational to not hold any position at all, for lack of convincing reason. For any given subject, one may hold a variety of positions in one of three camps. I've chosen to call them assertions of belief, assertions of fact, and assertions of truth. In each of these three groups are positive assertions, actually asserting something, and negative assertions, the lack of assertion, which could arguably just be one square because in neither is anything being asserted, for both positive positions or negative positions. Let's use alien life as an example again to put things into more context and to examine the rationality or irrationality of the various positions. First, assertions of belief. No belief there is an alien life. Like all negative assertions, this one is undecided, yet open-minded. In this case, there isn't much reason to rule out alien life, so no such assertion is made. No belief there is alien life. This is simply the lack of belief in alien life. After examining the different arguments, evidences, and reasons, life outside of Earth still seems just too improbable. Belief there isn't alien life. This is the more bold alternative to the previous. And although they may seem similar, this is actually a positive assertion of belief that alien life isn't out there. Positively asserting a negative always carries a much heavier burden because you have to have enough reason to completely rule something out. I can't think of a single reason to completely rule out alien life. So I would call it irrational, but I also don't have enough reason to rule out ruling it out, positively asserting a negative myself. Belief there is alien life. This positive assertion is different than the previous positive assertion in that nothing is believed to have been ruled out, which lightens the burden quite a bit. As has already been lightly discussed, there seems to be decent enough reason to support this belief. Assertions of fact. Assertions of fact are a given because they carry a burden of proof, and we already know where we do and don't have proof. No proof there isn't alien life. Yep. No proof there is alien life. Yep. Proof there isn't alien life? Nope. Proof there is alien life? Nope. Assertions of truth. Assertions of truth are a little different than assertions of belief because a claim of certainty is being made. It is also different from assertions of fact because in spite of claiming certainty, no claim of provability is being made. Take as a hypothetical being abducted. You are the only person on Earth that knows you were abducted and are left without any proof. But simply not having proof doesn't mean you weren't actually abducted. Truth doesn't require proof in order to be true. It just requires proof in order to be commonly established as fact. There are many truths out there that we haven't established as fact yet. So while facts are indeed truth, not all truth is fact. In the meantime, such personally discovered and unproven truths will have to remain as just a testimony to be considered by everyone else. Okay, so back to the rationality check. No claim there is an alien life. I'll save my breath here. No claim there is alien life. There isn't alien life. This again is positively asserting a negative, but unlike with belief, where you need good reason, an assertion of truth requires knowing every corner of the universe in order to know alien life doesn't exist. I would call this one irrational as well, but as crazy as this may sound, I still can't rule out somebody actually knowing every corner of the universe until I have enough reason to do so. Simply not having any reason to suggest that knowing every corner of the universe is even possible isn't enough reason to rule it out either, even though that's a perfectly valid reason to not believe such claims. And yet this is what must be done in order to know that alien life doesn't exist. Again, we don't always know what we don't know. There is alien life. The rationality of this assertion simply depends on the truthfulness of the statement. I won't be able to say whether it is rational or not, though, obviously, until I know if alien life exists or not. Okay, in closing, basically, stay open-minded and be careful what you assert. One must remain open to anything which can't be ruled out. This ends up making it actually quite difficult to call many assertions irrational. But not being able to rule an assertion out doesn't necessarily make it believable, though, either.